There are some actual struggles that vegans have to deal with, which almost all non-vegans don't even have to think about. I think you'll enjoy my list of the top 5 worst things about being vegan. Let's count them down. Worst thing number 5, not having many restaurant options. Meat eaters can eat basically anywhere, right? But for vegans, the options are going to be far more limited. Many meat-heavy restaurants don't yet have enjoyable vegan options yet, and that word is key. They have to be enjoyable. They have a salad, sure, but I mean, I kind of find that less than thrilling, right? It's vegan, but not really all that fun. This can be pretty annoying if your friends or family invite you out. What are you going to get? Lettuce? Again? And what about when the office orders lunch and everybody else can eat, but whoops, they forgot that you can't eat this stuff for the 5th time, so they got lunch on the company dime and they're full and you're hungry and you have to spend your own money to get some food or eat nothing. How thoughtful is that? Thanks a lot, guys. Or what if you and your vegan significant other go out for a fun dinner date or something? You may want some nice vegan options to choose from, but in a lot of cases, that's going to be a difficult ask. Now, we are starting to see more meat-heavy restaurants include decent non-salad plant-based options, but they can be few and far between. There's nothing better than walking into a fully vegan restaurant with a sprawling vegan menu that just makes you salivate. Not only is every option safe for you to consume as a vegan, but you also have the peace of mind that cross-contamination is completely impossible, which is wonderful. They're not going to put your fried tofu in where they fry the actual chicken wings. There's also no chance of them getting your order wrong and accidentally using real cheese instead of fake cheese. You are in the clear. If you live in a city or a more populated area, somewhere like Philadelphia, let's say, then there are plenty of amazing all-vegan restaurants all over the place. But if you're further out in the sticks, you may be severely limited, and that just kind of sucks. Haha, stupid vegan, sucks to be you. Yeah, in this case, you're right. Worst thing number 4, missing out on those delicious nostalgic foods. Remember going to Nana's house on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and she's got this whole antipasta spread before you even start actually getting at the dinner food, and then dinner comes out. What shows up, right? Ham, chicken, roast beef, turkey, gravy, lasagna, ziti, meatballs, sausage, melabam, ambrosia, and 14 different kinds of milk and butter-ridden desserts, all delicious, by the way. Well, if you are committed to veganism, then I'm sorry to say, but all of those things are things of the past now. And as sad and as strongly as your nostalgia muscle might feel about that, it just kind of is what it is. And it's not just fun holiday foods either. Many other fun things also become off limits right out of the gate for vegans. Take, for instance, Nerds Rope. I mean, don't lie to me and tell me you don't miss Nerds Rope. And how about sour cream and onion chips? I used to burn through a bag of those every single time I went to Target on the way home. Delicious. And cosmic brownies. What about cosmic brownies? And that's just to name a few. Sad? Well, you might think so, but it's not nearly as sad as insisting on death and suffering just for my taste pleasure and enjoyment. It's a sacrifice that some people find really, really hard to make, but it's one that personally I'm really excited to make because I know what it's doing. I see the good that it does. It's saving innocent lives and it's stopping the torture of these animals. If I refrain from those things, then I don't have to worry about the guilt that comes along with knowing that that cow never got to see the light of day because I enjoy Snickers bars. That's fine with me, cow. You can go free or not even be born to spend your entire life suffering in the first place because I'm gonna pass up on that Snickers bar. It's just not worth it to me. Well, the good news is that there are more and more vegan alternatives to the things that I listed here, and plenty more. But that brings me to my next point. Worst thing number 3, expensive alternatives. Gotta tweety up real quick. Good thing water's vegan, am I right? If you missed animal-based cheeseburgers, well, that's not really a problem these days. There are tons of modern alternatives that almost nail the taste of real meat, to the point of being a little concerning sometimes. You ever bite into something and you're like, are we sure about this? You can now buy vegan versions of steak, ground beef, chicken, turkey, fish, and all kinds of cheese, which are getting weirdly close to actual cheese, which I don't know if I'm really about. It's kind of strange. I used to like having plant-based cheese, have that like slight difference in taste from the real stuff because I knew that it was plant-based, but now it's hard for me to tell the difference these days. And you can even get vegan caviar if you're fancy like that. And even weirder than that, ready for this one? You can now buy vegan octopus. Don't know why you would want to do that, but if that's your game, then it's there for you. Eat up. The only downside with these torture-free and death-free options is that they come with a slightly higher price tag than their death-positive counterparts. Some of that's because of government subsidies, but that's for a different video. The upside, though, is, being morally awesome. So you spend a little bit more and your morals are a little bit higher, or, you could save money and stay killing and torturing things. Choice is pretty clear to me. Worst thing number 2, supplementing. This is one that admittedly I am bad at, but that's why it's on this list. The difficult part is not the ingesting of the supplements, it's the actual remembering that I need to do that. Once you go vegan, you do want to make sure that you consider either A, planning your diet super well to make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that your body needs, or B, you want to consider taking a supplement instead. So back when I first went vegetarian, on the way to becoming vegan eventually, I used to get these dizzy spells and I didn't really know what was causing them. Well, thankfully my wife was there and she was like, hey bro, you are experiencing dizzy spells because you need more iron in your diet. So thanks to her, I was able to correct that issue. That's all been long resolved at this point, which is fantastic. Now, the only supplements that I take these days, from time to time, it's very rare, but when I take them, I do take iron, B12, and the super occasional vegan omega-3. But honestly, I mean, I could be better about supplementing all of them, but I will say that since my diet has gotten better and better over the years, I don't really need to supplement as much anymore in order to get all of my nutrients because it's in what I'm just naturally eating at this point, which is really nice. Actually, for those who do want to supplement, my wife and I are currently working on a super secret project that will make supplementing extremely easy for our fellow vegan friends. Someday soon, our product will be available for purchase, and I'm super excited about that. And when it is available, I'll put a link in the description below in this video and every video going forward so you can support our little business. Thank you so much. And now for the number one worst thing about being vegan: dealing with rude people. Vegans are often the targets of jokes and judgment and jerk-like behavior on a regular and ongoing basis. I mean, just look at some of the comments on my YouTube channel. But the worst thing is feeling like people either don't understand or don't want to understand, they're choosing not to understand, or they just don't care. Here we are living this incredible awakening in which our morals overrode our taste buds, when meanwhile there are plenty of meat eaters out there that are perfectly happy to close their minds and remind us how they could never go vegan themselves, or just flat out mock us. I just don't get it. Some people are just so small-minded, and they're somehow enthusiastic about their inability to contend with the moral issue at hand. Probably the same people that think that it's wrong that dogs are tortured and eaten in other countries. Just go ahead and figure that one out, right? It's truly unfortunate that just simply being vegan can invite so much confrontation and ridicule. But sometimes it invites curiosity. And this is a beautiful moment when somebody stops and actually wants to get to know a little bit more of your position. They actually want to hear you out and understand better. Or maybe they just have any kind of question at all, but they're coming from a true, genuinely respectful place. If someone is actually interested in your vegan path and not trying to troll you, then I suggest that you engage with them. Don't judge that person. Don't pressure them. Just use that interaction to tactfully evangelize just a little bit. Answer their questions the best that you possibly can and show them that veganism is easy and amazing and that vegans aren't these militant, holier-than-thou judgment slingers, but totally normal empaths who somehow manage to stay alive and subsist without eating the flesh of horrendously mistreated sentient creatures. I mean, again, don't say it quite like that, but delicately, respectfully, and happily just answer all the questions that you possibly can and try to almost leave them surprised that you didn't just jump down their throats with rhetoric and demonization. Now, on the other hand, if they're just trolling you, and you'll probably know if they're just trolling you, then just invite them to get educated by watching the Earthlings documentary. That's a great place for people to start, and then let them know that you'd be happy to have a conversation with them only on the condition that they watch that documentary first. So out of everything that we talked about in this video, please remember this. Sure, there are some downsides to being vegan, but none of them even come close to beating out the beauty of the ethical decision that we choose to make to not partake in the disgustingness of the animal cruelty-based industries that are so pervasive these days that people don't even think deeply enough to question. Stay strong in the face of adversity and carry the torch for the trembling baby pig that can't. And to my fellow vegans, is there anything that you might add to this list? Go ahead and chime in down below. Remember, do something that makes the world a better place this week. People need you. All right, watch this awesome video next. Check out the merch link below, and I will see you next time. Wait, am I breaking a rule because there's a bird on my water glass? Does that somehow make it non-vegan?